آج کل جو دنیا کے حالات ہیں وہ تھوڑا بڑا ڈرامائی شکل اختیار کر رہے ہیں. گلوبلی سچویشن از گیٹنگ بیڈ ٹو ورس. میں یہاں کورونا کے حوالے سے بات نہیں کر رہا ہوں. کورونا پہ تو الحمدللہ کچھ لوگوں نے ملکوں نے قابو پا لیا ہے، لیکن پھر بھی چونکہ آج کل جو ایشو ہے وہ کورونا کا ہی ہے مین، جو ساری دنیا کے لیے ایک عذاب بنا ہوا ہے، ایک وبا کی شکل میں ہے. اس میں تقریباً 1,00,000 پاکستان میں جو ہے صورتحال 1,97,535 اور ایکٹیو کیسز ہیں 1,07,760 اور جس میں کہ 4,000 جو ہیں وہ ڈیتھ ہو چکی ہیں. لیکن اگر ہم دنیا کی فگر لیں تو اس میں 97,72,990 اور ایکٹیو کیسز جو ہیں وہ 39,86,401 اور جو ڈیتھ ہیں وہ تقریباً 4,93,178 ہو چکی ہیں. اب یہ جو صورتحال ہے یہ اتنی زیادہ تشویشناک نہیں ہے جتنی کہ آج سے 4-5 مہینے پہلے تھی. اس کے اوپر تو انشاءاللہ تمام ملک جو ہے وہ ایس او پیز کے حوالے سے عمل کر رہے ہیں اور رزلٹ بھی اچھے برآمد ہو رہے ہیں. پاکستان میں یقیناً تھوڑا پرابلم ہے کہ اس کی ذرا جو تعداد ہے وہ روزانہ جو ہے وہ بڑھتی جا رہی ہے. ہوپ فلی اس پہ بھی قابو پا لیا جائے گا. لیکن آج ہمارا جو اصل موضوع ہے وہ ہے بھارت اور چین کی جو حالیہ لڑائی ہوئی ہے اس کے نتیجے میں جو امن جو ہے وہ ڈسٹرب ہوتا نظر آ رہا ہے. کچھ لوگ اس کو کہہ رہے ہیں کہ تھرڈ وار جو ہے وہ ہو سکتا ہے شروع نہ ہو جائے. اور چونکہ معاملہ جب چین اور بھارت کا آتا ہے تو پاکستان لا محالہ بیچ میں آ جاتا ہے، اس لیے کہ کمیونٹیز ہیں کافی. ہم زیادہ وقت ضائع نہیں کروں گا، میں اپنے گیسٹ کو انٹروڈیوس کراتا ہوں. آج ہمارے ساتھ ہیں ٹورنٹو سے جناب جمیل احمد خان صاحب، فارمر ایمبیسڈر. آپ کی جانی پہچانی شخصیت ہیں. تقریباً ہارڈلی کوئی ایسی چینل ہوگا جہاں پہ آپ نہیں جاتے. تو ہم نے ان کو ریکویسٹ کی تھی کہ بے شک کرونا کے ہوتے ہوئے بھی تو کیونکہ کینیڈا میں تو سچویشن از ویل انڈر کنٹرول، تو اس لیے ہم نے کہا کہ ہمیں وقت دیں. تو ہی از بین ویری کائنڈ ٹو گیو ہز ٹائم ٹو اس. سو ویلکم جناب جمیل صاحب، کیسے ہیں آپ؟
Always a pleasure to be with you. اللہ کا شکر ہے and pleasure to be with you.
اصل میں جیسا کہ میں نے شروع میں کہا کہ کرونا تو ایک مسلسل عمل ہے. کب تک چلے گا؟ سال چلے، 2 سال چلے، 6 مہینے چلے. یہ جو بھارت اور چین کی لڑائی شروع ہوئی ہے حال ہی میں، اور اس میں آپ نے دیکھا ہوگا کہ کافی بھارت کی تقریباً 20 کیجوالٹیز بھی ہوئی ہیں، اور جو اخباری اطلاعات ہیں اباؤٹ 75-76 جو ہیں وہ زخمی بھی ہوئے ہیں. تو آپ تھوڑا روشنی ڈالیں کہ واٹ از دی ایکچوئل dispute between China and India. You know it well that after 1962, I think this is the major clash that has taken place. So how do you see this development?
Again, it's this time the dimension of the development is totally enhanced and different, because this development is not only bilateral, but it is multilateral and multi-layered in view of the regional situation and in view of the global situation. But I come back to this point and continue from here. Corona, you gave in your intro, and I guess I should make some contribution in whatever you have said. In fact, we have not really been able to do justice with our people, particularly those who are below the poverty line. And it's according to the report and according to estimates, there are about more than 50% or about 50% people who are under the definition of the poverty level. Now, this is a dangerous situation. And the constitutional guarantee of the basic immunity to the people in Article 38 of the Constitution of Pakistan, we have not been able to really ensure those required facilities which is to be given by the state to the people. And all preceding governments are responsible for it. I just leave it here and only hope for the best, because situation with regard to corona and its impact on economy and its impact on socio-economic situation, that is really getting very serious. And added on that, what tension has been created because of the China-India standoff and clash, this automatically ropes in Pakistan, because if you look at it from the point of view, from the regional and global geopolitical point of view, then I have these following indicators, following points to offer. Point number one, that the United States, right from the very beginning, besides other things, is in a trade war with China. And no one less than President of United States have already indicated that at several occasions. No one less than President of United States have indicated that the BRI or what, and CPEC is part of the BRI. BRI means Belt and Road Initiative of China. It's about $3 to $4 trillion project, and more than 100 countries are already aligned with this project of China. And because of which, in the United States feel that their domination and that unipolar system is really getting weakened, and it may also no longer be a unipolar world, and the authority and the
Mr. Jamil, I will just interrupt you. That means the entry of India is deliberate and on the behest of the United States of America to create more problems for China. As you said, there's a trade war between China and America. Is it right?
Well, in short, yes, that is one of the Americans definitely have the influence on what is going on in India and America. No, Indian newspapers, if we examine that, even they have indicated that we should not really create a high tension on the behest of someone else. So, in the context of the geopolitical situation and geostrategic situation of this entire region, this clash, you can look at it now, see it from the other angle. What is the high moral ground with China to react to Indian initiative? Now, under the backdrop of the fact that I just mentioned, that India definitely has its dispute with China. India has its dispute. Pakistan has dispute with China. India has dispute with Pakistan has dispute with India, and India has dispute with Pakistan. So all these countries have their own plausible and recorded disputes recognized by the United Nations through the Security Council resolutions. So I'll come on one by one on what is the dispute between India and China, and then its impact on Pakistan under that dispute. I'll come on that. So let me conclude that because of that geostrategic, geopolitical, and geoeconomic situation, and the United States would never like that China should emerge as the number one power subsequently in the world. And with its all might, including military might, US would like to mellow it down as much as is possible. That is, it's not only me who is analyzing, but there are so much literature available on this point. Right. I leave this point over here and come straight on the bilateral issue and trilateral issue, China, India, Pakistan, Pakistan, India, China. So what happened now in Ladakh, this history dates back to 1800, when the Raja of Kashmir, they handed over this territory to the British, to the East India, to the British Raj, East India Company, succeeding East India Company. So it happened at that time, and once China became independent, they wanted that the Tibet should, the Ladakh should come back to the territory of Tibet, and Tibet, of course, is China now. So from that angle, they had the claim. and they did not really accept that line drawn by the Britishers at that time. Now that was one. Then actual dispute started once in 1958, and India and China. Then they agreed to this point that okay, Tibet can be Chinese territory, and they made an agreement on it in 1954 or 53. But 1958, after doing that, and then in 1954, Nehru raised a slogan, introduced a slogan, Chinese Bharat Bhai Bhai, Chinese India Bhai Bhai slogan.
Bye.
But in 1958, they did the wickedness in 1958, and they gave the asylum to Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama asylum created another mistrust and detention that on one side Tibet is with China, and the other side they are giving asylum to Dalai Lama, who wants the independence of Tibet. So from there, and then that resulted into a negotiation which failed, and then it resulted into war, a complete full-fledged war.
Jamil Sahab, I will interrupt and stop you here. We have to go for a small break, and we will continue our discussion from this point onwards. So let's have break.
All right.